Oh, it's an infinity mirror. Okay, how you doing? Casca Long Gaming. We're doing Valheim, but we're not really playing for this stream. This is just to go through the mod list for a new playthrough, the Chronicles of Iver Frostbeard. I'm gonna try out this Balrond stuff. Balrond Amazing Nature. So let's start auto pin signs. That allows me to put a sign down and for it to get on the map in no map mode. That one's by Shudno. Azu Clock. Okay, it's a clock. Yeah, it's by Azimuth. Azu Extended Player Inventory, because there should be a paper doll anyway. That's a paper doll. It holds your armor, utility thing that's equipped. The stuff that's equipped goes up there. Backpacks, okay. Because I want to use the quiver, I have to have the backpack. But I'd have a backpack anyway, but I normally wouldn't have this backpack. Okay, that's by Backpacks by Smooth Brain. It's a little different than the one I like, which is called... got me. It's called Adventure Backpacks. I don't know who makes it. But Adventure Backpacks I like. However, it will not work with the quiver and Azu Extended Player Inventory together or whatever. All three of them, Adventure Backpacks will not work. So, I am using backpacks because the quiver is using backpacks for something. They're hooking into it or something. The quiver is for arrows. Balrond Amazing Nature. Apparently he's changed the world. Now, I've seen this mod a lot of times, and it's like, because I used to use, well, I do use Balrond containers a lot, but I used to use Balrond constructions, but then I couldn't use Balrond constructions because it was linked to Balrond Amazing Nature, and you kind of got to start a world to use Balrond Amazing Nature, and I said, well, it sounds like it changed a lot of stuff, so I didn't want to do it. But we're going to try it out, because other people might want to see how it is before they try it out. Okay, so it's got the arsenal, it's got the construction, the containers, the furniture reborn, the shipyard, the wind chasers. That's about it. I think that's enough, though. You wanted more? Okay, so that's all from Balrond. And they all work together. Now, I normally use Odin's Shipyard. It's actually deactivated in this mod list. Because then I saw the shipyard thing, so I said, okay, I'll try his. So it should all work together, right? Yeah, Bepinex pack for Valheim. That's the mod library. I mean, the DLL library for the mods to use. Better cartography table, so I can look at the map on the cartography table. You have to have a cartography table to look at the map. Okay, better clubs, because I'm sick of the clubs, man. I am. However, I think from the description of the arsenal, Balrond's arsenal, I think he's got some clubs in there, so I'm debating not putting it in, but I know what these clubs are. I don't know Balrond's clubs, so, it's a matter of familiarity. You know what? We'll deactivate this one. If I need a darn club later, I'll turn it back on. Okay, so Blast Furnace, I'm going to skip this one. Blast Furnace Patched is so that you don't have to build a smelter once you build the Blast Furnace. It allows the Blast Furnace to do the iron, the copper, and the tin. Whereas the vanilla one doesn't do that. You have to use the smelter for those three things. Bows before hoes by Azimuth. That's the quiver. Okay. Bronze stone cutting, because if the Egyptians can build the pyramids with stone, so could I. and Bronze Age. Build it as construction mod. Kind of got cheaty boxes, but not really the main reason to use it. But yeah, those cheaty boxes I try to only use in like a warehouse situation. I do my main storage in the less cheaty chests. Buoys. Hey, I'm gonna have buoys because it's a no map thing. No map and no portals. It's gonna be no portals. You probably don't even want to watch this playthrough. No portals. Okay. No map and no portals. Chain manager, so I can make my own damn chain if I have iron. If I can make all this other stuff, I'm making some damn chain. Okay. But you gotta have iron. To do that, it's not like you just make chains. In fact, it takes 2 iron to make one little chain. Clutter, that's another build thing. It's just paraphernalia stuff to lay around your house and make it. Oh, did I mention this was a role play? Yes, it's going to be role play. So, that's just another build thing. Core wood pieces, another build thing. Currency pocket just holds coins so they don't have them in your inventory. Discovery pins, if you go into a crypt or you put down a fire, it's going to end up on your map, so that's nice. Just saves me, look, if I was doing this no map thing, I would have a piece of paper in front of me and you'd be sitting there waiting for me to figure out exactly where on the map I am. The map that I'd be drawing dynamically, and I have done such things in real life. But we're not playing that. I have done that in Valheim too. Nope, we are using a little assistance so that I don't have to sit here and draw a map that a 3-year-old could, well, except for the whole guessing where you are thing, a 3-year-old could probably draw better than me because I'm no artsy-fartsy guy. I can't really even do a stick figure. Yes, I make ugly stick figures. This is true, Mr. President. This man has no... Drop more loot. Okay, so I could turn up the loot in the settings of the playthrough, but that won't help me on some things. Drop more loot will help me on all things. Okay, we're only going 2 times, not the default 3 times. Dual wield. Dual wield, so I can dual wield it. I'm gonna dual wield. I'm gonna dual wield axes. This is Iver Frostbeard after all. He dual wields axe, and he's you know, archer. He wasn't what do you call that? William Tell at Camp Buckskin when he was a kid. Dynamic storage files. Okay, actually, I'm the one who won that, but yeah. Dynamic storage files. Yeah. The storage files are dynamic. They get bigger visually and smaller depending on how much they have in them. Plus, they hold more. Okay, they're just like a chest, except a chest that looks different depending on how much your stuff is in there. Okay, fence snap, because some stupid pole fences should snap. They don't snap. I can do it. I've got plenty of practice doing it. Okay, I'm just not going to deal with it. Fence snap. Fine wood build pieces, fine wood furnitures, because I like them mods along with the core wood stuff. They're all by Black 7R. Okay, height map unlimited remake. That's the 8 tick thing. You can only go down 8 ticks. You can only go up 8 ticks. Yeah, it's gone with that. Okay, so if I want to build the earth to the tree, I will. I'm not going to. Helmet be gone just hides the helmet when I want to. I've got a hook to the H key. Helmet on, helmet off. That's just a library that somebody needs for something. I don't know. Hook jet patcher. Infinity hammer. I haven't really tried it out. Wanted to try it out. It was interfering with other stuff. And the other ones, I'm going to try it out in here. That and plan build work together. Apparently, I can just use the Infinity Hammer if I got plan build on to copy things. And since this is going to be no portals, I'm probably going to want to copy things because it's going to take me forever to get anywhere. And I'm not really going to want to rebuild if I can make a copy of a specific building. So expect smaller buildings and then just pop it down, throw some resources in it, it gets built. That's what's going to happen because that's what plan build does. Okay. Ingot stacks. Oh, well, the Infinity Hammer part of it, you can take off a part of a building. Okay, with the Infinity Hammer, I guess. And there's other terrain things too, but there's terrain things in plan build too, which I never use because it's kind of cheaty. Okay, then the guy who uses Platotem calls them cheaty. Okay, well, Platotem's kind of cheaty too, but we're not using Platotem this time, so I'll have to figure out either the plan builder, the Infinity Hammer tool, or do it by hand. And the only time I find it beneficial to do it by hand if I'm only going one world tile wide. Otherwise, I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm going to use something. If it's one world tile wide, I'll go ahead and do it by hand. I ain't that way. Ingot stacks. They're stacks of ingots. Okay? They're dynamic stacks too. So, more ingots in it, the bigger the stack. Jotepad. This should be built into the game. All games should have some kind of notepad to type into. Jotun is a dynamic link library. I think for Java. Oh, there's JSON.net right there. Never mind, that's Java right there. Okay, so missing pieces. Just adds those little pieces that the base game for some reason doesn't have after all this time. Okay, those include a flat roof. And well, the other option is I could turn on floors as roofs, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this because I got a flat roof piece in there. There's a mod called floors as roofs. More gates. Well, you know, it's basically the same as More Gates plus plus, except for some reason More Gates has more in it, where you know, plus plus means increment by 1. You know, C and then C plus plus. But it's also part of the language. It's increment of 1. You just put it behind or in front of a variable in an equation, or not, and it increments that variable at that point in the program. In any case, that's what plus plus means, increment by 1. Okay. In any case, more gates got more stuff in it, so using more gates instead of more gates plus plus. What did it have? I don't remember. Oh, it had a core wood stack, but we already had one, but it was a pretty good looking core wood stack. I was like, oh, well, I think that's better than the other one. But anyway. More stacks. Yeah, okay. You all can read. Multi-craft. Just because I ain't gonna sit there and cook food all day. And in the cauldron. That's the main reason I use it. I never really multi-craft. I mean, the other workbenches, you don't multi-craft. Odin food barrels. Visual barrels. Well, actually they're not visual. They look like, you know, the raspberry barrel looked like a barrel of raspberries, but they're not like, they don't get more stuff in them or less stuff in it depending on what's in there, so it's not dynamically visual. They just have a, oh, you can build it without wood. So if I got 10 raspberries, I can build a raspberry barrel. Pretty much 10 across the board on all that stuff. There's little baskets too. I would prefer they were all barrels, but we got the baskets. It is what it is. Odin's Kingdom. That's another building mod. Not going to use the building stuff in either Odin's Kingdom or build it. Apparently there's a bunch of building stuff in the mod, Balrond's mod, so we'll be using that stuff. Odin training place, because it's hard mode. Go away. I want my skills back. I'm already going to use all equipment, lose all equipment except for what I had equipped. Not really sure what that means. So I'm definitely going to have my Megan Sword equipped all the time if I have one, right? Official Beprenex configuration manager. Okay, it's just, you hit F1, you can change configuration on the mods. Plan build. Yeah, it lets you copy a build in a radius, and then put that build down, and put down a totem thing, and then you feed the totem thing the resources, and it builds it as it goes along. Okay, so you can have just the identical building in a different place from a blueprint, basically. Plant easily. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that the mass planting on that was conflicting with something. Don't know what. Plant everything so I can plant everything, because I should be able to cultivate the bushes. I really don't plant the weird things, but just bushes, thistle, things like that. Ravenwood containers is just more visual stuff, actually, because I like using the visual containers. Recycle Plus, I think I've got it set for 55 or 75%. No, it's actually 60% of the stuff back for that. So when I recycle something, I'm only going to get 6% of the resources back. C4 walking boots, because I'm going to build underwater. Can't do it from above water. I'm going to do it underwater. Sears catalogs, just for the build menus of the cameras. Gives you a scroll bar and all that stuff. I don't know why that's in there, but I didn't put it in there. Okay, it's put in there by one of the other mods. Okay, so smoke collision allows me to put an iron grate at the top of my chimney so I can stop screwing around with the with the 45-degree angle thing. By the way, I found out that the little 45-degree angle things don't work for that, to stop the rain from going in or let the smoke out. Very strange. Stack bars is just a different type of stack for the ingots, in case I have the room for one or the other. Stamina regeneration for food. Okay, well, we're going to talk about that, but yeah, I've got most of it, not all of his skills on here. I usually, that if you eat food, then you get an extra bonus for a little bit for stamina regeneration. Stations are containers, so I don't always have to build a chest by the station, so as long as I don't move it and lose everything, because if I destroy the station, everything is lost. I did that while testing, by the way, and then I said, oh my. Not what I said, I didn't say oh my, but something like that. Tames follow, because I don't like herding cats. Trees reborn, because the tree should be reborn. It just plants a sapling if you take out the trunk. If you don't take out the trunk, the tree doesn't come back. Or you could kill a sapling too, and the tree doesn't come back. Triple bronze, because 1 + 2 = 3. Useful paths, because you definitely run faster on a road than over rough terrain. That's basically what it does. Valkyria decor is just like that clusterfuck, the clutter bucket thing. Just paraphernalia. Not even really build stuff. There's a whole Valkyria thing that's got build stuff in it, but I don't really care for it. So I don't even really care for their decor. But it is what it is. You don't have a lot of choices on decor. Ward chest. I don't know why. Because I wanted to. Doesn't do anything except to make the a chest with a ward in it. It's like a personal chest, but has a ward. Yeah, I don't know why that's in there, but I guess it's in there because somebody, well, I would guess Balrond's Amazing Nature put it in there. World Edit Commands. Zen Lab, the Zen mod library is in there because Zen Redecorate, which allows you to move a chest or other furniture. That's base game, not a lot of the stuff that I have build it mods like the other containers that come with build it, but normal chests and such you can move just by, I think, holding down the control key or the alt key and clicking on it and move it, rather than take everything out, destroy it, rebuild it, put everything back in. Well, I left out the important part, the encumbered shuffle to where you want to put it back down. Then you rebuild it, hoping you had enough stamina to build it, and then you put everything back in there. Yeah, it's just a quality of life thing, man. So I found out while I was reading the description, I usually use clay build pieces as part of my construction stuff because fire hazard. But so apparently there's clay in Balrond's Amazing Nature stuff, so we'll be using his, but it's in the list here because I might have to turn it on if he doesn't have something. So I did actually see in Balrond Constructions the little clay things. He has 2 wall pieces or something like that. I can work with that. I just need the lowest level of a fireplace to be fireproof, because it's a fireplace before stone. That would be nice. Because building a huge ass honking wooden fireplace is pain in the mikta. I don't know why I just kept this, but it can stay. Maybe I'll find out this has something that the other one doesn't. I don't know. They seem to work together because I had them both running in. I still have them both running in the Chronicles of Red Warrior. Right, ownership plus, because they've got a shipyard Balrond does, so I guess we'll go with that. Top mining, I may turn it on. I can turn it on anytime, and I may turn it on, because digging a huge ass honking hole for copper is just really, really time consuming. And Zen Compass. Apparently there's some compass stuff in the Balrond stuff, so we'll try that out. Okay, so what didn't I talk about was all skills from Smooth Brain. Starting with blacksmithing. So we got blacksmithing. Helps you get better at making stuff at the crafting station. There's going to be a lot of that going on, because no jewel crafting. I've been lazy with the jewel crafting. Everything I'm wearing in Red Warriors playthrough is drops. Dual wield is Smooth Brain 1. Evasion helps you get better at evasion. Exploration makes the exploration radius a little bigger as you rank it up. Of course, these are all hit by the penalty, which it's a hard mode, not hardcore mode, so all the skills are going to get wiped out, but it's not the 5% of normal mode, so somewhere between you lose all your skills and 5%, I guess. Hard mode? I have no idea, actually. So lumberjacking, just because I don't know why, actually. Why he didn't just change the, maybe he couldn't just change the wood cutting thing. But I think the lumberjacking one is why, as I get better in cutting the trees down, they start to go the right way that you want them to. Mining helps you get better at mining, get more out of a deposit. as you rank it up. He usually gives those bonuses like in the multiples of 10, so at 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, whatever. Backwards. So the more you carry stuff, the more you lift weights, the more you look like a weightlifter. Okay. Sailing. I really don't know how it helps. Okay. I don't remember. But smart skills. That fixes some things that people think are illogical as far as the skills go. Okay. I'm not going to go through them. You can look it up. Tenacity. If you spent your whole life taking damage, you get a little better at taking damage and still functioning. Tenacity. Vitality. Basically the same thing. For health. And that's it. So normally I run like 12 smooth range skills. I don't know what the other 3 are except for cooking, and I've taken cooking off because it's a little OP. If you go out of your way to cook a whole bunch of stuff and rank it up, it's a little OP. Okay, the eating is a huge part of this game, and I don't want it to be OP, but I want to be able to get through a playthrough, like a hardcore playthrough. Either the jewel crafting or the cooking. In my Red Warrior playthrough is making my guy a little OP. Yeah, my guy just died over there. He's still getting his skills back, but just a dumb mistake on my part because I attacked when I shouldn't have. Attacked the ambush. It's an infantry tactic. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably gonna be figuring out how to change the 200 some fracking options to change in jewel crafting to try to get it a little more reasonable. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Well, the personal thing I'm gonna do is not use any of the comfort gems. Okay. Oh, comfort. Okay, I had a mod called Comfort, or Comfort Tweaks. Okay, that didn't help. Okay. But some of the gems have comfort, and I've already taken them off of the Red Warriors stuff. So maybe I could get the Red Warrior so that he's not OP. But yeah, even OP, you've got to be careful and not get knocked off your own wall at your first home and murdered by the horde. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole darn stream. Now I'm going to do another stream. We're going to start episode 1. Where is the OBS? Cascade.